Other than cheating, what secret do you keep from your so to prevent upsetting them? GF locked her keys in her running car with her dog inside when picking up her daughter from daycare. I lied and said I had AAA so it'd be free to get lockout service. In reality I ordered AAA on the spot and paid the extra to have same day service so she didn't have something else to worry about. My wife thinks that our beta fish Mojito lived for like 5 years. What she doesn't know is that the role of Mojito has been played by 3 separate beta fish over that time. RIP Mojito 2 and 3. Goldfish, played by 3 beta fish. HMMMMMM. My wife has a beautiful heart. I jokingly call her a Disney princess because any animal that she comes across she has to talk to and greet. She has cried by seeing a dead raccoon on the side of the road before. At the time, I was working day shift and she was working a swing shift. I had a busy day, but I saw she sent me some pictures of a young doe that was eating in our front yard. She seemed thrilled. I came home and saw the same deer, dead, on my goddamned porch. I felt like I started to hear the first 48 theme playing as I realized I have 6 hours to get rid of this thing before my wife gets home and her world is shattered. I call my local city authorities thinking they wouldn't want a dead animal in the middle of town. Turns out, they couldn't care less. I called some local raptor shelters to see if they could take a stat donation, but it turns out the dead deer business is booming and they didn't have a need for donations at this time, especially in the next 6 hours. Frustrated, I call my dad to vent and get advice on what to do. His response is only a hold on bud, I'll be there in 15 minutes. I go back inside to take care of the dogs and within the next 15 minutes I see me dad back his huge truck into my backyard. Has the tailgate down and is knocking on my door with a pair of nitrile gloves on and another pair in hand for me. It was starting to get dark out, but we had that thing loaded up and found a special place to dispose it. We made it back with 20 minutes to spare before my wife got home. I haven't told my wife because I think it would either break her heart or creep her out at how efficiently my dad can dump a body. Anyway, wifey thinks her dear friend is alive and well, and totally not at the bottom of a ravine. This deserves to be way higher up than it is. Your dad is a freaking keeper. No questions, just I got you fam. Gloves and a disposal site. The first piece of jewelry I bought my wife was a necklace. We went on holiday and she lost it. I said I would replace it but it wasn't the same. She was upset that she'd lost it for sentimental reasons. I emailed the hotel and of course they hadn't found it. So I bought a replacement and told my wife they found it. This is so selfless and sweet. Good human. I am notoriously difficult to surprise. I ask too many questions and it bothers me when things don't add up. My husband was so proud of the fact that he kept his proposal a surprise and I didn't expect it. In reality, I texted my best friend the day before with a list of 6 reasons why I suspected he was going to propose to me that weekend. I'm not going to tell him though. The proposal was really sweet and he put so much thought into it. My so's first language isn't English. He always says really much instead of a lot. I won't tell him it's incorrect. I love when he says I love you really much. I love you really much, adorable. My mom wrote me a note once for missing a homework assignment. Unfortunately, her handwriting and spelling was so bad that the teacher grilled me for trying to whistle my way out by forging it. My mom didn't finish middle school and is not highly educated. I was so embarrassed that I decided to just take the detention and public ridicule from the teacher as a liar, then ask my mom to back me up. I now have a master's degree to make her proud. Frick you, Mr. Richardson. You're a good kid. The remote didn't disappear. I accidentally put it through the washing machine and destroyed it and threw it out in a panic. When my mom and dad started dating in college, my mom accidentally took the remote control from dad's apartment. He and his roommates looked for it and thought about it for months, before she finally got up the courage to leave it on the arm of their sofa. I contacted the DVLA about her aunt, who then got a letter saying she needed to be assessed before being allowed to drive. She's 83. I think she clearly has the beginnings on dementia. She stops if she has to go past a lorry, can't see in the dark, and has no peripheral vision. I personally didn't think she should be in charge of a high-speed chunk of metal. The whole family was so angry that someone betrayed them. but I've convinced them that sometimes DRs have to contact DVLA if someone has a specific medical condition and it's probably an automated thing and not personal. They seem to believe me. Several years ago, my husband, BF at the time, worked for a small company owned by a very good friend of ours. I spoke with the friend quite a bit, and he confided in me that my husband was not a good employee, pretty unreliable, and the only reason he hadn't been fired yet was our friend knew he was having a rough time after his mom died. I had also recently moved out of state to take care of my sick dad. My husband refused to come with me because he felt he couldn't leave the company. I was having a conversation one day with my husband and he mentioned another friend of his was having a hard time at this other company but felt he couldn't leave because he had a baby on the way. He said, I'd offer him my job if I thought my boss would hire him. So I conspired with our friend the boss to get the other friend to quit his job and pretend he got fired. My husband then decided the only honorable thing to do was fall on his sword and give up his job to give to the other friend. He talked with the boss and convinced the boss to let him make the move. And it played out like that and my husband moved in with me. He ended up getting a job he liked better and he was happier being with me. So his performance was better. We are still very good friends with the boss. To this day, we've kept the secret and it's been almost 10 years. And every time I see him, he whispers in my ear how proud he is that my husband was able to move in with me and grow into a much healthier adult. But we'll never tell him, because he'd be so embarrassed if he knew what our friend thought of him as an employee. My so snores. Been with her 19 years and she snores every night. Mostly I can get to sleep and I sleep through it, but I know I am not getting great sleep. I've asked her to see if we can do something about it. Even suggested we do didgeridoo lessons together. The breathing technique does wonders for snoring and why not learn a weird instrument? She's never really bothered. Her snoring can manifest as sleep apnea, which besides just not being good, is a contributor to anxiety, which she has, so it'd be good for her too. So, we've recently moved. 2 nights ago the next door neighbor's dog was barking in the middle of the night and kept her up for an hour or two. She kept mentioning it all day and kept telling me how tired she was. I gave some perfunctory sympathy but no more, because secretly it was all I could do to not say welcome to every night in my life. It's not a big secret, but yeah. His favorite dip is like 80% mayo. He has a terrible aversion to mayo. His mom has made it when he's not been around his whole life, and now I continue the charade. It's a really good dip. Recipe: 0.5 cup sour cream, 1.5 cup mayonnaise, 2 tablespoons dried dill weed, 2 tablespoons dried minced onion, 1 tablespoon dried parsley, 1 teaspoon garlic powder, 1/8 teaspoon salt. Mix everything together. Chill for 30 minutes. Longer is better. Serve in a hollowed out pumpernickel bread bouli with the removed bits pulled into smallish pieces. I have confessed. He knew but was in denial. My aunt and uncle were visiting one day. My wife had made carrot cake. My aunt helped get the slices ready and told my wife that my uncle doesn't like carrot cake, so let's call it spice cake. He wolfed that spice cake down. Every time before we leave the house I play a game where I try to guess what she's going to need while we're out and I grab it. For example, warm hat, an extra set of gloves, a small snack, inhaler, battery pack for phone, etc. Sometimes I like to slip it into her bag or purse without her noticing. Other times I reveal that I had it all along in a critical moment. So misuses words a lot. I'm a language guy. I get the feeling that that is a soft spot on her that previous partners poked pretty hard, so I just internally cringe and say nothing about it. I usually know what she's trying to say. Not me but my parents. If my mom wants to hide literally anything from my dad, no matter what it is, she just puts it somewhere where he would have to bend over to see it. Doesn't matter if it's something like a package of Oreos. If my dad has to bend over to find it, he's never going to find it. I've tested it with my own snacks when I was still living with them to confirm it works. He'd be mad if he knew how many snacks we'd hidden from him simply because he doesn't bend over low enough to see it in the cabinet. My dad used to hide things from me by hiding them in the highest place possible. His logic was, well, you are super short, so you won't be able to reach them. My logic when looking for crap he's hidden from me: he's really tall. He probably hid it high up. TLDR. Stools exist. My wife once did the joke, "Why did the chicken cross the road to get to the idiot's house? Knock knock. Who's there?" The chicken. Over text with me. I fell for it because I knew it would make her happy. She loves talking about how she got me and it makes her so happy I can't bring myself to tell her I was the one who told her the joke in the first place. Well, clearly your house does have at least one idiot living in it. Sorry. How much her apartment cleaning service costs. My best friend growing up, practically my brother, owns a cleaning service, so I get the owner's rate. They clean my house for $60 visit, which is insanely cheap here. When I first met my girlfriend, at some point in conversation it came up that I use a cleaning service, and she joked, "Oh, Big Shot pays other people to clean his house." So I told her how. Fortunately for me, it's not really a big expense. Fast forward a month or so, and she spent like a whole Friday night and Saturday cleaning. We both work a ton during the week, so I was like, "I'll pay for your cleaning service so we have more time to spend together on weekends." She wouldn't let me pay for it, but asked me to sign her up with my friend's service. And she just gives me the $60 or pays for some common expense in that range. Thing is, I couldn't get the owner's rate for her, so it's really like $150 visit. She loves having a cleaning service and appreciates having more free time, but she wouldn't pay $150 for it. I don't really care about the money, just want her to be happy, so I don't tell her what it costs. Hey, it's me, your girlfriend. Can't make it again, still cleaning. One year for Christmas, she was trying to surprise me with something, but I hate surprises. I was out of a job at the time and didn't want anything extreme because I knew I couldn't return the favor. I told myself I wouldn't snoop, just ask a few questions and express that I didn't want anything big BC poor. She decided to try and casually ask me if I was still interested in a concert for my favorite band, and I immediately knew. Her face gave it away. I knew she got tickets, but it was more. She got us meet and greet tickets, and I found out a few days later after her face kept giving it away. Christmas came and I was right. But I didn't need to act. I was really happy. It was an amazing gift, and we had an amazing time. She was so proud of herself for pulling it off without telling me. I'll never tell her I knew, just because she was so happy. My late husband was a clown, loved clowns and went to clown gatherings. I played along and smiled and laughed and thought he was eccentric and he was, which I loved, but the clown thing was getting old. We had been together for 10 years before getting married, and as we were beginning to plan our wedding he seriously suggested that we have a zombie clown themed wedding. Absolutely not. That was where the clown crap needed to not overlap into my life. After a short time we were able to come to an agreement on the theme. Unfortunately, about 3 months after we married he was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer and passed within 6 weeks. While he was sick and in hospice, I hired an artist friend to paint a portrait of my husband in his clown makeup, and the painting arrived the evening before he passed and he got to see it. I'd do anything to have my clown back now. I always watch ahead in Game of Thrones. They talk during each episode, and I can tolerate it better if I've already seen the episode. I knew he was going to propose. The man is so easy to read. He is my open book. I love that about him. He wears all his emotions on his face. He'll plan a trip for my birthday months in advance but then be so excited and proud about surprising me that he has to tell me straight away or make me guess where we're going. He's not so cracking at surprises, so he's always so proud of himself that he surprised me that one time, and that I had no idea, except I did. I heard him talking to his granddad about the ring and saw the heart-shaped lump in his pocket. Plus he'd been talking about marriage all the time, thinking he was being sly. I'll take it to the grave. It honestly makes him so happy, and he'd be so disappointed with himself if he thought he'd given it away. God, I love that man. My ex used to read me chapters from whatever book he was reading at the time. It was usually me that initiated it, mostly because it felt so warm and intimate, but also because I knew he had dyslexia and dysgraphia as a child, so it would give him a little boost of confidence. But this also meant he was actually really terrible at reading stories. I'm talking pure monotone. It made any book extremely boring, and I would cuddle up next to him so I could see it and read it in my head as he read. But I like to think the good outweighed the bad, and I never told him. When I see bugs in the apartment, I always tell my wife it was only one bug so she doesn't get scared. Then I kill the bugs. My apartment has had roaches since we moved in, but I didn't realize they were roaches or that it was a problem, so it's only been recently that our complex has been working with us and pest control to get rid of them. You basically have to deep clean the kitchen every night or they come out. Even if they don't come out, they're there somewhere. So far it seems like they're contained to the kitchen. But if this keeps up another month while we're trying to do everything we can and pest control is coming every week, we're moving. Every single one of those little bastards deserves to die, and I'm taking your advice to heart. I feel really bad about how much money he spends on me. Food, gifts, gas money, and he refuses to let me pay him back, so sometimes I slip $5 and $10 bills into his wallet, pockets, and dresser drawers for him to find. But if he gives me his card to go into stores to buy something, I use mine instead and don't tell him. He'd be really sad if he found out because he loves taking care of me. Oh man, I think I might start doing this. My so always tries to pick up the bill for things I know should be my responsibility to share, or if it's my turn, and he refuses to take my cards, I might start leaving small bills around for him to find. Just need to figure out where, since slipping it's in his wallet that never has cash anyway would be a little suspect. My ex-girlfriend had a few too many shots of tequila in a party and passed out on the couch. When I went to check her, I noticed she pee all over the couch. To avoid embarrassments, I filled up a bucket with water and threw it over her to disguise it as a prank. I'm that kind of boyfriend. She still has no idea. I tell him that I'm not worried and he shouldn't worry either, and I feel 100% confident that the 5.5-inch mass on my adrenal gland is benign. The reality is I have no idea and I'm scared shitless. The biopsy is in 5 days. We have 2 children. I really hope everything is okay. I had a breast cancer scare and I know how the anxiety can overrule everything for you. You will make it through this. My girlfriend moved in with me a few months ago and wanted to split the monthly bills. I was already covering all of it, so I was okay just continuing that way, but she was insistent. She's also not making too much, so instead of telling her the real amount, I told her a lower, but still believable amount to pay. It isn't much, but I feel a little better knowing that she's saving up a bit more every month than she would have otherwise. She's definitely marriage material. I'm shopping for the ring now. That's where a good amount of the extra money has been going. The rest of the money is definitely going towards a down payment. As for hurt feelings and sharing responsibilities, if she ever found out, she'd understand and appreciate the gesture. She's in her last year of school with a nice job lined up for afterwards already, so we can always revisit finances later. Either way, she's amazing, so I don't think she'd take it poorly. If you think she is marriage material, keep paying in your own as you did before she moved in and put whatever she gives you into a savings account. When you get married, reveal it as a honeymoon fund or house down payment. My so got me a beautiful necklace for our 1-year anniversary. It says love in 100 languages when you shine a light through it. He was so excited to give it to me and so pleased he'd gotten me such a good, romantic present. The only problem was that my best friend had been given an identical necklace from her boyfriend on her birthday a week prior. He had no way of knowing and was so happy to get me such a unique gift that my friend and I just coordinate so we never wear them at the same time. Wait, isn't that the necklace that's been popping up on ads on every social media app I use? My current weight. We are both dieting together and I tend to lose weight much faster than her. I don't want to discourage her if I've lost 2x as much weight in the same amount of time. I'm aware that it is usually easier for men to lose weight for physiological reasons. I just don't bring up my weight loss. It's more lying by omission. I lost 10 pounds when my wife got pregnant with our firstborn. You better believe I didn't tell her that. He is terrified of bees, wasps. They are all bees to him. Completely terrified. Just the word bee will get him to start nervously looking around. If he was driving the car and a bee got in the window, I'd be afraid for my safety because there is a solid chance he'd accidentally crash. He is very embarrassed about his fear though. He knows it's irrational. He can't seem to help it. So I have developed a sixth sense about the presence of bees. If we're outside and I see one buzzing around, I'll make sure I either stand in his way so he can't see it, or I'll make an excuse for him to go inside. I've found wasps' nests in and around our house, and I take them out while he's at work and then never say a word about it. If a wasp comes around and he sees it, he'll run away, but then I'll hunt it down and kill it so when he comes back out, he can have the peace of mind of seeing its corpse from a distance. He doesn't know that I've been on 24/7B patrol for him for the past 3 years. I'm afraid he'd feel humiliated if he knew, and maybe even get depressed about it. But I don't mind. They're just wasps and honeybees. LOL. Please don't kill bees. Wasps though, those suckers can die. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.